drop in the bucket, so much more you're worth. No, you never do me harm, and I'm defending you to dirt, so send me to my grave. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, baby, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Beyond the Apex. I'm your broken bike having host, Gymkhana Josh, and over to my left, you will see my co-host, the handsome Butter. What's up, man?
I know you're not asking me for a favor after that introduction, right?
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How's it going? How was the show last week?
It was good. I mean, it was just simple. Me and my buddy Josh. I don't think I've even talked to you about him before, but dude that I bought my track bike from, he lives up north near kind of where my parents live, and
Yeah, I heard that. I was watching the show prior to getting back on this week. I was listening to the show.
yeah.
I heard he's in the Boston area, so I was hoping he said Palmer because I was looking to do Palmer with some friends. I heard there's a track up there called Palmer. So some people invited me to. Hopefully, if you get your fucking bike ready,
Yeah.
we can get out.
So I actually have some good news in that regard. Yesterday, I called. I mean, it's not necessarily the greatest news, but I called Bike Bandit and got one of their reps on the phone. And what they're gonna do is they have, I guess, a handful of my parts ready to ship out. They've been waiting on my fork seals to come in though. So the guy on the phone said he's gonna ship out all the stuff to me that I ordered except for the fork seals. And then when the fork seals get in, he'll send those to me. But I find that really hard to believe, man. Like, I ordered this stuff back on May 21st. It's July 8th now. And coming from California, something seems kind of fishy about that.
Well, a lot of people didn't stock up on stuff because when the COVID-19 hit, a lot of people just were afraid. Like even with bikes, like even at the dealership, we were like, at the beginning of the year, we're like, yeah, well, you know what? We'll take the same amount of bikes that we took last year because we was like on the cusp of almost selling everything.
Mm.
So we're like, yeah, we'll do the same numbers, put in the same orders, and then COVID-19 hit. So everybody froze and was like, oh man, we're gonna get stuck with all this inventory, all this merch.
Mm.
So everybody was panicking. But dude, by like May 1st, all the inventory was gone
Mm.
because you couldn't get bikes anywhere. Bikes weren't being shipped in. Everything was closed. So where you could have been getting more bikes from overseas, you had like a 3-month waiting period because the ports weren't open. Couldn't bring that stuff in.
Mm.
You know, people weren't delivering bikes. So it was just like holy sweat. So I know some dealerships that have done more sales before March. Before May 1st, they done sold more bikes than they did all last year.
Really? Mm.
So, and then without no merchandise, it makes it harder because a lot of dealerships were like really um like trying to overcharge for bikes because they didn't have nobody had the colors. Like I could see dealer inventory and I could see that nobody had a black ZX6
Yeah, I can
ever.
see that, but I mean, fork seals for a Ninja? Come on now. Like, that seems like something that.
You have an older model, so a lot of people don't keep that in stock. That's a overseas item. Like even Jigsaw parts, when people come at me for like OEM parts,
Mhm.
I don't really carry Jigsaw in stock. But if I have to order it, it's gonna take anywhere between 8 to 10 days because it's coming from overseas. Now, if overseas is not shipping,
Mm.
it makes it even more complicated.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Because they
guess.
have to ship it here, and then it's just crazy.
I've
Certain
gotten
things
other
you just
things
can't
from
get.
overseas in this time frame that, I mean, it still took longer than normal, but I mean, come on,
Yeah.
May 21st to July 8th. This is
Dude, I can't even find a fender eliminator kit for a ZX6 right now.
really.
They're sold out everywhere. Nobody has one in stock.
Huh.
Not DMP, not even the expensive ones are available. That's how bad it is.
Huh. Well, another set of good news, I guess, for me is even while I'm waiting for the parts to arrive or for fork seals to arrive, I got three damn bikes. I got one that's just sitting up north collecting dust right now. I thought it was going to be a good idea to bring it up there and leave it there. I told myself, let's leave a bike at home because whenever I go visit, I'll have something to ride. There's some really nice twisty roads up there, but honestly, it's not, I don't even get up there enough to really start it up and keep it running and keep it good. So I'm either going to get up there this weekend if I can slide into the shadows and make it up north, or maybe during the week next week. I don't know. It's been real rough lately. I'm sure you know. I know you've been busy too, but if I can go up there and get my 636, I'll bring the 636 back down. That'll be my temporary street track everything bike.
I hear you. I hear you. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, my week started Wednesday night. So I was invited. I was invited up by a certified knee draggers. They had a special private event at New York Safety.
Hmm.
Epic, epic,
Yeah, I saw some of the
epic,
pictures.
epic. Dude, the pictures don't even paint the
No,
pictures of
I
what was
saw I
going
saw
on.
Butter being a mentor over there. There was well, one of the posts was like, "Thanks to my buddy Butter, this is my first day at the track." I'm like, man, that makes
So
me
we
feel
had
good. That makes me feel
we
warm.
had we had two guys that reached out to me that were like, "Yo, I never did a track day. You know, I'd like to come up." So you know, me being the hospitality cat that I am, I invited them up. You know, I was in the paddocks with them. We all lined up together. We all stood together, and one of the coaches from Evolve, his name was Joe, Smoking Joe. If you guys ever met him, he's involved with Evolve GT. Spanish gentleman, has been riding for like 50 years. Rode pro, rode a Ducati professionally, won some podiums, a lot of CCS racing. I mean, the guy was amazing, man. I met this dude. He took all three of us under the wing.
Mm.
I kind of gave them the little bit of what I learned and what I've come to understand as a new rider in the track. And then he just took us on, man. He just put us out on the track. He really like gave us a lot of tips and told us where we were going wrong. Um, Gave us a
It
lot
looked
of
like you were
pointers.
mentoring yourself out there. You were actually like extending some knowledge to some other guys. That's what it looked like from the posts I saw.
Well, what I was doing was so there was a lot of first timers at the two track events that I did. There was actually three, but the first two that I did, there was a lot of first time track people. So I was just trying to let people know, like, listen, no matter how long you've been riding, I've been riding, going on 30 years. I didn't learn what it is till 3 years ago.
Mm.
Check your ego at the door. I'm just letting them know, like, this ain't the street. And there was a lot of guys that I know that I've seen visibly that I amazing street riders, great guys. And I won't mention any names. I don't want to, put nobody's business out there. But
Mm.
guys that I know that are like badass street riders, crews that are badass street riders, and some of their guys went down on turn one,
Mm.
and like really bad injury. Like it's not a place to like to think you can do what you do on the street. So I had to like reinforce, and these guys came up there with nice bikes. You had guys with BMWs, and brand new Hondas. Like these guys came upstairs with their new bikes, and I'm like, bro, if you love your bike, respect what you're about to get into
Mm.
because you might not be coming home with your bike. And thankfully, the guys I went up with kind of adhere. One guy, um,
How many were you with? How many guys did you actually take up there?
well, out of my guys, it was three of us.
Mm.
So, but one of my guys was on the track with the coach, and him and the coach went on a one-on-one session. And coach said that he took a turn so hard, he literally came off the bike, and he had like both feet dangling, and he's like, yo, he's trying to like leap back onto the bike, and he's like, yo, it was straight out of a MotoGP event. It was that funny. Um, I know when he came back, I was like, do I gotta check your tracksuit for doodle stains and shit? And we was all just
Uh,
cracking up, and he was just like, yo, I think it was after turn one, you go into turn one, then two, and you do three to go into four and five.
mm.
He must have lost it coming off of three, and then going into four and five, he's dancing with both feet on the ground on one side of the bike. And he was like, yo, that shit humbled me ASAP.
Yeah. I still
Um,
haven't been on New York Safety Track yet. I was planning on going last year, so I did the homework before I went out there. Usually, if it's like a professional track or whatever, any kind of track, I'll get on YouTube. I'll get on their website. I'll look at the turns. I'll look at the reviews and like, especially video on YouTube of people doing track days, just so I get an idea in my head of what to expect when I get out there. And I never ended up going to New York Safety Track, but I heard a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. But I definitely feel like overall, of all the like feedback I've gotten, New York Safety Track will bite you in the ass if you're not careful. That's for sure.
so, so Greg, shout outs to Greg, man. I don't know how many times we've mentioned his name when we talk track. Greg is a gracious host. There's nothing he will not do to make your stay at New York Safety probably one of the best track experiences. And I guess because he is the owner of the track and he's there, his mother's there, his father's there, his kids are there, his wife is there, his brother's there. So he keeps that family oriented as well in the paddock. He goes to every tent, you know, he greets everybody, his hugs and love and whatever you need. Like, yo, Greg, can you hook me up? Like, I walked over to him and I'm like, hey, you mind if I go into the track like off hours and just explore the? He's like, bro, go right ahead. And I jumped on a little 50. I don't know if you saw my video. I shot on a little 50, rode around. They got a shooting range back there. They checked out the little pond and get to see all the. I mean, I was looking at the deers just eating. It was beautiful. It's gorgeous, man. It's like really, really nice. And
it's not a spectator track either, is it? There's no grandstands or anything like that.
There's no grandstand, but there is certain places you can stand and you can see like off of turn 1 and turn 18. There is a spot. What happens is he doesn't try to let too many people go because sometimes someone gets restless and wants to like cross the track in the middle of a session and he doesn't want to harm anybody. So he's done it once or twice and someone like shitted on him. So he kind of like eliminates it. But if like, let's say I go with my kids and I tell my kids, you know, you got to sit here for 20 minutes. He'll let them sit there at like, you know, turn 5 or turn 6. So, you know, but you can't let everybody do it because then it gets a little crazy, you know? Yeah. And people sometimes don't respect the boundaries that the riders are in. But I tell you, so Wednesday night I went up for Certified Knee Draggers. Shout out to Carlos. He's the CEO of Certified Knee Draggers. They invited me to their bikini wash track day. Yes. Bikini
I didn't see enough video. I didn't see enough picture of that.
Yeah, man. You know, certain things you got to keep like on the low. And then your wife will be like, you going to the track to do what? You know? So
never go to the track again, ever.
Yeah. I mean, it was really good, man. So Carlos provided for 175, he provided food, he provided a DJ, there was a bike wash. I mean, 175 is a normal track day. But he provided a lot of extras. He had multiple raffles. He gave away mad stuff, shirts, stuff from Moto D Ring. That was really cool. His vibe was dope. He had his tent out. He had all the heavy hitters out there. Easy 22. I know there was some guys from Team Reckless. There was ourselves.
Wait, so you know,
we had AV.
You were up there on Wednesday. You did 2 separate events from Wednesday until Sunday, or?
Well, because Thursday was Certified Knee Draggers event, and that was just their private day. And then Friday and Saturday and Sunday was New York Safety, was their pig roast, Christmas in July. So if you've never been to New York Safety, they have a huge event, 4th of July weekend. Ambiance is amazing. Like the food, Greg and his family go all out. Big cookout, lots of fun. It's a little bit more expensive than normal, but it's probably one of the best. Yeah, it's probably one of the best track weekends. The greatest part of it is that we had 20-minute sessions, and it felt like we was on the track forever. Like I was like, when is this shit over? When is this over? Like I done went around this thing like 20 times already, you know, like
my legs are tired. Let me out of here.
The good thing is like what I learned was that in the times that I've done the 15-minute sessions, as I'm getting comfortable, it's time to get off the track. So in these 20-minute sessions, which are a little longer, put a little bit more beat on the body, but when you're in that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th lap, it's so much more intense because you've already, you know, gone through it so many times, and it's just like epic. I definitely, hands down, definitely want to give a shout out all the coaches. Every coach that ran into me came over to me and gave me some tips. Yo, I saw your foot positioning was a little off. That was Sal. Sal's a great coach. If you guys ever up at New York Safety, gentleman by the name of Sal, he's got a real short haircut, big earring loops. He's got a beard. He rides the Honda CBR. Great, amazing coach. I mean, I've gotten so much pointers from him and gotten so much better just listening to him. So he gave me some great tips. And then there was a time where I was riding, and Scott, owner of Moto D Ring, if you guys are into track bikes, need some track parts for your track bike, he's the place to go. Any riding gear, Moto D Ring is the place to go. They're out here in New York. They're based out of New York. He's a New York guy. Gives out special deals. If you go out of the track, he hooks I mean, we had a friend that came up and bought some helmets of him, and I'm like, how much? He was like, yeah, I paid $130 for a helmet. I'm like, a Bell Star helmet? Like, holy shit. Like, so Scott definitely has all the dope gear, tons of suits. He always brings up suits that fit. He carries all sizes, suit undergarment, boots, helmets, gloves.
All this is Moto D Ring?
All this is Moto D Ring. Yeah, yeah.
What's their website?
Yeah, motodring.com.
Oh,
They do tire warmers. He brings up tank pads, anything you need. Scott definitely has that stuff at the event.
Might have typed it in wrong, but I'm gonna check that out later because I'm still looking for stuff for Kesha for the track bike.
Yeah, he has all those the Italian stuff, Bonami, like hand brake levers and foot pegs and all that. He's got it all. He's got it all from just the simplest things, tank pads, anything. Fuel. He has all kinds of stuff. Special oils, whatever you need at the track, all for your track bike. He's there. So it was really cool because I had a problem with my bike, and it dawned on me I had owed somebody like $20 the last time I went there. One of the guys who does the suspension settings, I didn't have no I was having a problem because I felt like my bars were too close. And so I asked him, can you adjust it for me? I want to come a little wider. So they have the equipment to do that. And he did it. And I'm like, yo, what's your PayPal? And I couldn't get the money to him because there was no service. So when I came this time, I bumped into him and I'm like, hey, dude, I owe you some money. He's like, for what? I'm like, you did some work on my bike last time and the PayPal didn't go through. And he's like, yo, I totally didn't even know. So I gave him the cash and it was like, whatever. But out of respect, and shout out to Will, he does all the suspensions up there at New York Safety Track. I went over to him and I said, that last time I came, we was talking about my suspension. I remember you put the zip tie. So he's like, bring the bike over. And he adjusted my suspension. My riding got 10 times better. I went faster. So when I started the day, I was anywhere between 45 and 55 miles an hour on specific turns. By the time he adjusted my suspension, I was doing the whole track at 80 miles an hour, which for me was faster than normal because I normally don't go that fast, especially in those turns because, it's like whatever. So I got a little quicker. I got more comfortable with the bike. And it was definitely a blessing. That second half of the day, I did a lot better. Got some great points.
It's motodracing.com.
Moto D Racing. Yeah. Yes. So, it was kind of cool. I got a Redneck Charlie. So we got a guy named Redneck Charlie at the track. He is one. Yeah, it's funny how I was listening to the story on how he got his name, but he's an Asian guy, really down to fucking earth. One of the coolest motherfuckers I've ever met out there. Everybody out there is cool, but Redneck Charlie, he saw me riding. He's blasting through the fucking track. He's doing the fucking track with no hands. Like, he's fucking leaning. Yo, I'm in the turn, and I'm over here fidgeting with the fucking bike. I'm coming into turn like 5 or something, and he's going like this on the bike. Leaning into going into turn 12. So when you come out of 10, 11, you go into like a small jug handle, and then he's on the track going like this, and he's leaning the whole, and I'm like, wait a second, I gotta come off the bike, practically drag knees at the speed I'm going. He's up in front of me, and I'm like, oh shit, this guy is really good. But he came over to me and he said, yo, come off the bike a little bit. I want to see your body position a little bit more out. Get loose on the handlebars, keep your arms loose. And it was just really helpful because the next few sessions I went in, I went with the intentions of what he told me and of course what Joe, Smoking Joe told me. And I just got better throughout the day. Throughout the day was better. And then we went downtown. So at New York Safety, everybody usually is going uptown. But then Friday, Greg went and surprised us all. He was like, yo, we're going the opposite way. I was like, oh shit.
Throw you all off.
So
that's a different track. That's a different track, man.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, I just mastered the track on my last session. What are you doing? So I was like, fuck it. It's like going to two different tracks. Like you said, it's like going to two tracks. So we go downtown, and first run of downtown, I'm like, well, at least I get to wear the other side of my tire, which is what happened. I kind of evened out the tires. But I think downtown was so much better. Like
you could carry more speed, or
not that
just
I was
felt
carrying.
more comfortable, or what?
Um, maybe because I'm lefty centric in the turn, and it's a more lefty track going the opposite way.
I can
I don't.
understand that.
Subconsciously, I just felt like it was better, it was more fun, and it actually beat the shit out of me because I had to literally work to get the bike from side to side. Like you're not, you know, I wasn't used to like pushing my whole body up with just the foot pegs in the middle of riding. But what happens is like you come into this turn so hard, you go into it, and then you want to get into the other turn. So when I'm switching my body position, I had to hit the brake. But when I hit the brake, I slid into my gas tank. So at the same time, I have to like put my foot on the pegs and push back and then readjust myself. So it took a lot more work, but it taught me to just be on point in just about every turn. So it made me more conscious of what I'm doing, and like there was no fucking around. Like there was no time for split decisions or mistakes. Like a simple mistake, I could have went right off. I did go off. I did go off at like turn. I went off on turn. No, actually, I went off on turn 4, but that was going uptown.
Well, you
It was
just
just.
straight.
It was just. Yeah, it was just like a weird. It was great because it was the first time I've actually done it. So the experience was really, really good. It's a lot of work, but it was a really blast. Like I said, certified knee draggers definitely had their event. They got another event coming out July 31st. If you guys want to go to a very close circuit, personal event, a lot of coaches, very diverse coach team. There's Evolve coaches, there's New York Safety Track coaches. Carlos and his guys are like, they're amazing. They got teenagers, kids under their belt that they're training like for mini MotoGP, actually riding with adults. So there's like a lot of teachers there, a lot of coaches. There was plenty of coaches. And the sessions were small, maybe no more than 20 people per session. So you got
That's
a lot
really
of one. Yeah, you were able to get a coach to just ride up with you, ride behind you, ride in front of you, teach you the lines, and you were able to get a lot. So for the price I paid, I felt like I had multiple coaches just telling me what they saw wrong, and it was good because it wasn't like they were lying. I was like, yeah, he's right. I was a little too tense up here. Like Scott was like, yo, you look like you're riding your street bike. Loosen up a bit. Charlie was like, get off the bike a little bit. You got to come more out. And then Sal was like, yo, your feet are all positioned wrong. Stop riding like you're on the street. So but all that played into like me learning something different and making the right move. So it was
mentioned something a second ago about like them trying to tell you how to reposition your body, or you were having problems pushing back off of the tank for sequencing turns. I remember actually when I was in Japan, I did the California Superbike School, the Advanced Rider Track Day, and it's way more low speed. Like you maybe get up to 30-40 miles an hour, but it's a tight technical course, and it is a lot of sweeping turns left and right. The thing that I usually was doing wrong that they had to tell me about was I was actually like forcing my body back by pushing too hard on the handlebars, and it would make the bike jerk at certain points of the turn. It's maybe a little bit different experience than what you were just saying about pushing your feet down.
So it's funny because Joe and Smoking Joe and Charlie grabbed me over to the side, and they were kind of explaining to me like I'm a big guy, so they know that my belly tends to get in a little bit of a way, but there's a fix to that. So basically, what I want to do is when I come off the bike, I want to make sure that my forearm, if I'm going to the left, that my right forearm is resting on the tank and holding me. So basically, you're not letting the handlebars do the work. You're letting the body positioning do the work.
That's pretty.
And it kind of worked. It kind of worked because when you're using the body position, you lean the bike less, because what you're doing is you're pushing the bike in the direction that you want to go in without having to lean it so much.
Right.
Like there is that thing of dragging knee. Of course, everybody wants to drag knee and elbows, whatever. But that will come as you come off the bike. It's more of you coming off the bike than the bike going down.
I think a lot of people
Because what
focus
you're
too much on getting off the bike too, because
yes, yes,
really you can be hanging off the bike and dragging on the ground, but if your bike's not turning and you're not actually utilizing your sidewall and the full traction of the tire, then I mean I guess you can still get around a track, but you're not doing it right. You could definitely be faster.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And basically, like you know, like they say, you want to keep the bike as straight up as possible
Mm,
because you know the fastest way from A to B is a straight line.
mm,
So you, as you keeping the bike straight and going through those turns, you don't really have to lay it down
mm.
because then it's a lot more you got to bring back over. But if you bring your body over, you're just basically pushing the bike over, and then when you switch, you're switching it back. I mean, there was a lot of science to it.
Remember
Of
those old
course, all the
school motorcycle, uh, like RC toys where the biker would actually like go from one side to the other? Same principle. Same principle.
yeah.
Yo,
But yo, listen,
go ahead.
I definitely want to shout out everybody who's on the check-in.
Yeah,
We even
yeah.
got somebody from he's in Kansas City. Shout out to Mikey Gringo, Dirty One MC, 1% Club. That's my dad's one and only club.
Mm.
My dad's a retired member there, so I definitely want to give a shout out to Mikey who tuned in from Kansas City. That's really showing love. And shout out to all the Hustle King guys who are in the building. Thanks for checking in on us.
They always do.
They always check in. They do their diligence. So yeah, uh, so Friday was Greg's track day, and so Friday we went the opposite way. And I tell you, the experience with that is, in a way, it kind of works that he did it from one day to another, especially if you went to both
Mm.
events, because you think you know what to expect, but you don't. And it kind of prepared me for those days where I'm flying down the highway and I either miss an exit or don't see a turn coming in as sharp. So when I went into something thinking, oh yeah, it's like the same way, and I'm like, oh nope, it's the
Yeah, yeah.
opposite. It's kind of like well prepared mentally how to like handle that. A lot of people tend to freeze up on the brake. I was trying not to. I kind of did once or twice, but I didn't stab the brake. I kind of broke a little harder than I should,
Mm.
but it was because I was going so fast from upgrading, and it just like I had to like, oh shit, wait, slow down, cowboy. You
Yeah.
know,
Do you have a
it was
speedometer on your track bike, or you just going
yeah, I
by
have a
feel?
speedometer. Nah, I have a speedometer because when I first started at New York Safety, I never really got out of second.
Mm.
When I first started at New York Safety, I would stay in second, and people would like fly. Like I wasn't really going for timing. I was going to perfect my craft. Like I always tell people,
Mm.
I'm not here to race anybody. I'm here to perfect my craft. So what I normally would do is instead of on the straightaway banging it all the way in sixth gear, so that by the time I get into turn one, I got to be downshifting, braking, and body positioning at the same time. I stood in the gear I was going to take that turn in
Mm.
at the RPM and at the speed I was taking it, so that when I approached the turn, I already knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
All I had to do was lean the bike over. So what happens is, as I kept going through that turn little by little, my speed kept getting faster and faster. Eventually, I went to third gear. Then as I rode it in third gear, I was able to speed up a little bit more. And each time I went into the turn, my speed got faster. Then I went into fourth gear, and I went up, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8. So I was able to take those turns at a higher speed as I got better. I didn't want to go all the way up through the gears and go from like point A to point B. Everybody wants to fly and open up their bike. I mean, I'm not on the bike that I want to race quarter mile, so I wasn't really caring about how fast I went up the straightaway because that really doesn't matter. If I took out the ZX10 the way it was, I'd blow everybody up. That's not what I was there for. I was there to learn turn one without flying into people did. Because a lot of people go down in turn one because you're going in so fast. Again, you're focused on trail braking, downshifting. If you miss a gear, if it's too high, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that could go wrong
Yeah.
prior to making that first J turn. And sometimes you go wide, you get fixated on something and right into the bushes. And turn one is not the best turn to get into the bushes.
Generally speaking, I'd say I follow that same process from the first lap on the track, from the first day of the weekend. Usually, I'll take it smooth. Actually, I just read an article recently. I don't remember where it was, but the saying was, um, smooth is fast or slow is fast, something like that. Make a long story short, you go in there on that first day and you take it slow. You learn about your entry speeds, your exit speeds, your body positioning on certain turns, and then as you pick it up and pick it up and pick it up, then by the end of day two, you should have everything down pat.
It all comes to you, and they tell you, oh shit, hold on one second. Ah, nice. Shout outs to Easy 22. He's like, I'm watching, bro. Shout out, yo. Let me tell you something. I never met the guy personally. We spoke a lot on the gram. Um, we've actually exchanged some, and they told me like top five, he's up there. Where you put him, that's on you, but top five, he's up there. I got to ride with the guy at the track. He was out there with the expert guys who jumped in on the novice track. Really humble dude. He has a really, really amazing. If you check out his Instagram page, it's Easy22. It's easy, just like Easy. Shout outs to Easy Powder Coating. He does custom stickers. So he did a bike for certified knee draggers. I think it's an autistic. It has the theme on it is autistic for one of the children. The bike is dope. He also had a ZX10 there. It had like a neon yellow and a green, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna say the guy was Jamaican, which was dope. The bike was, I was like, yo, who did that bike? He's like, Easy. And I'm like, yo, that shit look dope. So if you into custom sticker work, check out Easy22. The guy does some amazing sticker work. I know Carlos from Certified Knee Draggers was actually working on a new bike he had just painted. And he was like, yo, I need Easy. I'm going to put stickers on my bike. So if you're into sticker work for your bike, want some custom sticker work, want to replace the sticker work that's already on there with different colors to match your powder coating, Easy22 is your guy. Very humble. I got to take picture with him. We kicked it, chopped it up a little bit. Really nice guy. Had a lot of great things to say about me and what I do. A lot of pointers. He was there chopping it up with just about anybody who came over to talk to him and like pick his ear. So if you guys, ever see him at the track, definitely, he's got a BMW that he's got it all decked out. It's called Shark. He's got like the shark theme to go with it. Really cool guy. Yeah, man, it was just an incredible weekend. I actually got to see somebody land a plane like mid-track. Like we're in the midst of tracking, and
like a
one of the guys,
too, right?
yeah. So we was sitting there, and we're like, wait, there's a session going on. You can't land the plane. And yo, my man just landed the plane in the middle of the track. I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's dope. I mean, I want to get there one day. I don't want to worry about landing my plane at the track. But yeah, it was really great day.
I'm jealous, man. I can't wait to get back out there. And actually, so another thing I've been working on, related but unrelated. The only thing related is the fact that I'm gonna use it on the track. But me being the nerd that I am, and the fact that I'm not out actually riding right now, you ever see the videos on YouTube where there's a guy on the track and it's either a camera angle straight from the front of the bike or maybe even from the tail behind him looking forward, but on the screen you see the outline of the track and a little dot that's going around, lap times, lean angles, all that other type of telemetry data. Well, it turns out I never knew this actually. I'm kind of ashamed of myself for not knowing this, but the newer GoPros, everything past the GoPro 5, all that stuff can be saved right to the GoPro. So all you need is the software to pull that data, and you can also create custom gauges and make it appear on the screen. So I finally figured out how to get my GoPro 7 to pull that telemetry data into the software. It's still kind of janky, don't get me wrong. It's kind of janky how to get the data to pull in, but I finally got it to work. So I definitely plan on utilizing that in the near future. That's for sure.
Are you able to track the time as well?
Like lap timers. If you go past the same GPS point twice, it counts that as a lap. So I can actually kind of do like rough lap timer. It's really neat stuff. Like I said, I'm a nerd. I get my jollies off stuff like that.
So when I buy my GoPro, you're gonna set it up.
That's easy, easy day. Actually, the GoPro itself, the only thing you gotta do to the GoPro is just make sure that the GPS is turned on. It's right in the preferences, GPS on. But some GoPros, they take 20 seconds, 30 seconds holding it outside in one position for the GPS to actually kick on. And I think that's probably why I was having an issue before, was because I would bring it out, I would turn the GoPro on, I would hit the record button. You have to wait for the GPS signal to lock before you hit record. Otherwise, it won't record any of the GPS data. What's that?
Yeah. Having a little technical difficulty there.
Can you hear me?
Now I hear you.
All right. Well, yeah. In any case, so that's one thing I definitely want to.
Yeah, you're coming in and out again, Josh.
Let's see.
I'm not sure what happened.
I
Where did we lose you?
And I can see my mic is actually broadcasting right now.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I can hear you now.
Maybe there's a delay. Is it like
not that there was a delay? It's just there was complete silence.
Huh? Interesting. Well,
so
let's see.
So back to yeah. So so there's a few events actually coming out. So if anybody's interested in hitting the track, Certified Knee Draggers has an event July 31st at New York Safety. If you check out Certified Knee Draggers, they have everything up for that date. I look forward to coming to that one, hoping that everything works out for me the way I want it to work. Because I always get
the date for that?
July 31st at New York Safety Track. And then I know Team Reckless. Shout out to Team Reckless. I've been meaning to. I got to check out one of their events as well. They have one July 22nd. So these are private track days. These are there's less people, more coaches, more one-on-one. Not that Greg's days are not fun, but Greg's days are mostly on the weekends. Mm-hmm. So you get a lot more people that come out. He makes it as fun and as safe as possible, keeping people, in smaller groups. So if he has to do 4 sessions, he'll do 4 sessions. We like the 3 sessions. It's more of a learning curve. But you're going to get that with the Certified Knee Dragger days and the Team Reckless days, solely because it's midweek, so it's not a lot of people. They keep it to a minimum. But it's actually pretty dope. So definitely look into that. If you guys that want to hit the track days, you can DM me. I can get any further information. I know New Jersey Motorsport is back up and running. Basically with them, everything is at full cost. They added additional days due to the COVID-19 shortening a lot of their track season, but they added a lot of days for the members. So if you want to get into that, that's a good track to go to. There is I know some people invited me to Palma, which is up in Mass. I know you mentioned an earlier track up in Mass. So yeah, that's gonna be, I think, for the rest of the season. Probably August.
Justin was talking about Pocono Raceway too. I don't know who's sponsoring the event, but he was trying to get me to go out there.
Yeah, let's get a date. I know somebody mentioned it to me as well. 25th and 20. I think just your other boy, he mentioned it. Yeah, so I might be cool with that. I just got to check the calendar, but yeah, if he finds out the price and cost, we can definitely shoot out there. There's also some other events coming up tonight. Anybody interested in? There's an event tonight at the Hood Riders Clubhouse. They have what's called game night. So if anybody looking to get out on tools and just hang out and just go for a ride or something like that, and go check out one of the MCs in Brooklyn. They're located up in Brooklyn. You can definitely check them out. Shout outs to Stunt and my man Butter up at Hood Riders. They always do something dope. They definitely know how to party. So if you want to do something tonight, that's the place to go. Thursday night, tomorrow, Llama has an event over in Give me a second
Now you're
here.
kind of breaking up.
Well, I'm gonna have going down. I have so many different posts for different events. Yeah, so bike night Thursday. This is from 6 to 10. They're gonna have a DJ Mario. It's at the Spanish Pavilion Restaurant, 31 Harris Avenue in Harris, New Jersey. 50/50 raffle. They're gonna have food, drinks, special events from 6 to 10. That's the Llama, Newark. They're gonna be doing something big over there. You also have there's a shout outs to Black City Riders. They got something coming up called Love Dinero Mondays. It's from 4 p.m. till whatever the doors close. It's located at 245 Francis Lewis Boulevard. That's going to be Monday, this coming Monday, over at it's called Love Dinero's. So you want to check them out. Support Black City Riders. They've been working with us with a lot of different events. So shout out to Shape and the crew, my man Whitney, TJ, I mean everybody up at Black City. They had a great barbecue. So after the track, I came in flying to New York City, and I was able to go meet up with.
I saw that too, actually. I saw some of the pictures you posted.
Yeah, I kind of took a nap. I kind of took a nap when I came back from the track, and then I got on the bike and shot over to Black City. They had a great barbecue out in Queens.
They do a lot
of
of
riders showed up
too, right? Like they do a lot of public events.
Yeah, so Shape is the president of Black City Riders. He is a professional chef by trade. So I'm trying to get a little cook-off between him and Mano from the Unknown Bikers. So Mano is a beast on the grill, and so is Shape. They're both great at what they do. So we was out at UB's one night, and Mano was like, "Yo, I could do this," and I was like, "Oh, I love it." So I'm like, "Yo, guys, you guys can have a cook-off, and I'll be the judge. We can do it on my birthday. I'll buy all the stuff, and y'all can just eat, of course. You know what I mean? Plug.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo. So then I went over to UB's on it was a Saturday night. It was a Saturday night. I went over by them, and Mano was barbecuing. He had shrimp going. He had crab legs. He had steak. He had ribs. And he served me this huge plate. And he's like, "Yo, tell your man I got something for him." And I'm like, I'm video recording this shit. And I'm like, yeah, let me start this war. Let me start this cooking war. So it's definitely going to be a good one if I get those two together, because Shape is a great chef. He's a professional chef, does a lot of community work. He feeds a lot of the homeless. Him and his crew work hand in hand with helping us, provide food for the fire department. They actually did the 911 stations as well. So they really went all out doing a lot of stuff. We had something in the works about to take off. We were going to do something with Mad Transport, but timing was off. We should have started a little earlier. So we're in the mix of putting something together to do some other charitable work between the two of us. So look forward for that. August 2nd is the ever famous Easy powder coating. If Easy's not powder coating your bike, you're not getting the job well done. Easy is just about everybody's powder coater. Prices are great, work is great. Humble guy, he's having a huge event August 2nd at 148 Lyndhurst Street in Staten Island, New York. I think it's from like 1 to 6 or something like that. So if you're out Sunday, August 2nd, definitely gotta come out to that event. It's gonna be real crazy. It's gonna be fun. Bikini bike wash. Hope to see everybody there. Yo, come say what up.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, shit, man. We should probably start wrapping it up here in a little bit. You got anything else you wanted to put out there before we get out?
Just if you're interested in a bike, I give you the best advice right now. Don't get into it. You waited too long. There's no bikes. People charging. Yo, I got dudes selling like 03s and 04s for like $5,000, and I'm like, oh man, that's what the bike almost goes for now.
Yeah.
Like brand new. Take it easy.
Right.
There's a shortage of bikes. Everybody's trying to buy bikes. I thought we was in a pandemic, and it's just crazy. But yeah, man, just wait till the winter time when all these people who have to go back to work and pay bills sell their bikes.
Man,
Like that's the best tip I could give you for the winter.
yeah, true.
Buy some bikes, some boats, some jet skis.
Yo,
You
I'm
can
gonna
get
buy.
all these like
I'm
all
honestly.
these hood rich people.
I'll share with you later my next little project too. Aside from getting the bikes back on the road, I got a pretty big project I'm gonna start working on here soon.
Oh, dude, we were about to buy a boat, man. We was gonna buy it this year, and then my man Mo, shout out to my man Mo from Cross Bay Motors, he was just like, "Yo, wait, because all these people that jumped on buying a boat at this
Mm.
time because they had nothing better else to do, they're gonna sell that shit, man, at a third of the cost. And you'll be able to buy a boat
Hmm.
dirt cheap." He's like, "We're
Honestly,
buried."
thing that I'm thinking about probably the same situation. Two words: toy hauler.
Oh, you don't even know. The one I stood in, shout out, yo, again, shout out to Joe Rocket. He had a toy hauler, and this was like the perfect setup. It fits anywhere between two and three
Hmm.
bikes. So it has pit bike and two other bikes. And it had a small full size, a small twin size bed on the
Yep.
top. And then inside it had a shower, kitchen,
Bathroom,
microwaves, yo,
slide
bathroom,
outs.
everything.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
had a king size bed
Yes.
with two full size beds, and it was perfect. Air conditioning,
So
yo,
the
it was
cat's
like
out of the
the
bag. That's
best.
that's my next thing right there. I'm gonna get out of this apartment here in Brooklyn.
They're
I'm gonna
not
get a big ass toy
expensive.
hauler.
They're like he said he paid like 20,000
Oh
for
man,
a 2016 setup.
20,000. That ain't bad. I was looking more along the lines of like the Class A motorhome all in one. So not something that you got to tow with a truck, but that you can actually drive.
So there's a gentleman that comes up to the track. His name is Bruce. He's the gentleman he's the father of the young lady who I tell you she's a beast on the
Mm.
track. So he has what's called the Outlaw.
Yeah, that's the one I'm
It's
looking at.
huge,
Yeah, worth
$125,000
every penny.
beast, beast, beast,
Yeah.
beast. Yeah. So hey, I wanna just so this was made for me special. This was made I'm not sure if you can see it. It says Hustle Kings on
Yeah.
it. It's so I have a company called the Leon's Craft. Good friend of mine I grew up with, went to school together since we were kids. Him and his wife have a craft shop, and they make these dope inscribed. I got dominoes from them. They make jewelry. They make coasters. Anything they can inscribe. Check out their Instagram page, the Leon Craft Shop. Um, just let them know your friends will Hustle Kings Butter. They'll hook you up with a discount. They'll take good care of you. Really, really dope. You want to get somebody a cool gift. I've sent some gifts out like custom made dominoes with people's logos on it. It's a really dope thank you gift for somebody if you want to get something really quick. They're not expensive, and the turnaround time is pretty quick. They could also direct ship for you if you need to. So, yeah, check them out. Just wanted to give them a huge shout out because they're always blessing me with cool stuff, and they're always supporting everything we do, man. So I definitely wanted to shout them out.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, Butter man, it's good to have you back with us. I was a little jealous last week. I'm
Thanks.
glad to have you here. For all you people at home watching, thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel. Come back and visit us. We do this every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Beyond the Apex, Gymkhana Josh, Butter. Well, and actually, for anybody that's watching this for the first time tonight, normally we have other guests on the show. Of course, it's always nice to just kind of sit and BS me and Butter, but most other shows we have other guests, track people, street peoples, business owners, you name it. We're open to have them on the show and talk bikes and talk life and everything else, it seems. But I'd open up this invitation too. Anybody out there that's watching that is a business owner or is, involved in the community and has something they want to talk about, has something to say about the motorcycle life, hit me up. JimKanaJosh at gmail.com. I'd love to hear anything from you. If we can bring you on the show and talk about something in the future, I'd like to bring that up to you.
You're not coming in.
It's just to you. Everybody at home can hear me.
You're not coming in.
You're the only one that can't hear.
You're chopping.
But anyways, we're going to end it right there. Like I said, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. And as I always say, Leave this world better than you found it. Take it easy.